Defeated. Even when you have a bad dream, you laugh at the devil. You just wasted your time, not me. I live above death. Somebody threatens you, you laugh, not me. I live above that. See, we don't know these things. That's why most times we are easy preys. Somebody wakes up out of bitterness and curses you. What are you doing? You are wasting your time. Me? You can't curse that which is blessed. Where does curse come from? It comes from the foundation of death. I live above death. How is it going to work? See, there's a level where you know this thing too that you don't even need to pray about it. You say you are wasting your time. Get out. If I'm in an aeroplane, will I bother about jumping up? I'm in a system that carries me up even when I'm sitting down. So jump is no longer a stress I want to give myself to. That's the resurrection. It carries you to a realm of perpetual victory. You live there. That's your reality. But many have not this consciousness. Number two, I'm laying foundation so that when I'm talking in the evening, you understand where I'm talking from. Because I will really say some things. Don't come and hear me and say, no, he doesn't have experience. If he has done this thing for some time, he will understand. There are too many evidences in the Bible. If Philip went to Samaria by whirlwind, it means it's no longer, you don't need experience to do it now. It is already proven that it's possible. So you determine your mode of transport. That means anyone is acceptable. You can use a boat, you can use a donkey, you can use a car, you can use a plane, and you can use whirlwind. You determine where you live now. That's what the newness of life is about. Choosing where you want to exist. If Jesus fed 5,000 men, not counting women and children, with 5 loaves and 2 fish, you determine how you manage your resources. You can grow your resources by hard work. You can grow your resources by favor. And you can grow your resources by talking to it. You determine where you want to live. I'm telling you what the Christian life is about. Hope you know Jesus used boat to travel. But when there was need to walk on water, he walked. That means he was not limited. So you determine. So Jesus traveled in a boat because he wanted to. When there was no boat, he was not stranded. He walked on the water. So he can choose to walk on the water any day, anytime. But if he starts doing it every day, people will run away. So the Bible said the things that were written aforetime, they were written for our learning. So they did those things so that when we are now demonstrating it, it won't be strange. If I appeared on this altar, the news will go around this country that he's a witch. But in the witch coven, it's not the priest that appears. Everybody appears. And it's normal. It's normal. Everybody. From those who have been initiated the first day, they know how to appear and disappear. And for us, it's a lofty thing. If you even carry testimonies of miracles now, they say it's fake. That is how detached from the supernatural we are. Somebody say he can see, he can hear. A cripple starts walking, they say it's fake. Because we have become so mental and unspiritual that normal things that you say healing is the children's bread. The things that are for children, even adults now, are shocked when it happens. If you pray for somebody in church and is healed, everybody is shocked. If the person is not healed, we understand. That's where we are. This is why we need to understand. See, this is not, Christianity is not a religion. It's divinity expressed through humanity. So I'm laying this foundation so that anything I say later, there will be a basis for it. But trust me, most of you will leave this place. You will become crazy for the supernatural. Because we have lived a normal life too much. We mingle with ordinary people who don't know God in the market. They don't notice we came. Go to the hospital. We are competing for admission with them. We are fighting for bed in the hospital with them. If you come to the hospital and count 10 sick beds, 7 are Christians. And we now think Christianity is to come to church on Sunday and dress decent and clap hands. The hospital we should go to discharge everybody, we are the first people admitted. And it's normal. All the supplements in the market, we are sharing it with the people of the world. All the paracetamol, all the drugs is in all our houses. Why are they not shocked when they see a Christian with drugs and say, you too take drugs? And I'm not against these things. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you there's a dimension we have not harnessed because we have not been taught sufficiently the resurrection. The Bible said concerning the apostles, if they heard that they were around, they put the sick on the road. Don't pray for them. Let your shadow touch them. They carried so much of God that their shadow was enough. So people gathered for the shadow of the apostles. Today, a convergence of apostles is a gathering of talkers. Everybody is talking mysteries that is not substantiated. Because we have not understood the depths of the resurrection. And if we will change our world, we must bring testimonies and witnesses that they cannot deny. As I was preparing for this teaching yesterday night, I was overwhelmed with body. I prayed until 3 a.m. I wish I was not preaching. Because I saw a scripture that made me begin to weep. Acts chapter 5 verse 12 to 16. As I was reading it, I said, this is Christianity. Anywhere these people come, there's chaos. If you hear that one of them is around, the whole neighboring village, they should mobilize all the cripples, all the sick, all the hopeless situation. They should start running towards the place that, oh, these people have come. Because they know if they come, the story will change. But we are as normal as every other person. And it's now about title and building false momentum around ourselves. A pastor no longer smiles, walking in a certain way so that you see him as a spiritual man. All of that is an attempt to cover up for the powerlessness. God needs to help us. See, somebody will be intoxicated this evening. I want to leave this conference and go and pray. Because there are things that must become normal again. If they were normal in the days of the apostles, they must become normal again. But the foundation is understanding the resurrection. As you leave this conference, anything that looks like death in your life, it will be arrested and kicked out of your space forever. Anything that looks like death, you will take a list and write it. Is this of God? If it's not, it's death. You will kick all of them out until you begin to live a life that proves that God lives in men. Somebody said the Bible is a witness to the church, not to the world. He said Christians are the witnesses to the world. That means we are supposed to receive the Bible and leave it for a generation to see. But the foundation of it is the resurrection. Number 2. The resurrection connotes victory over the devil. The devil tried everything possible for Jesus not to come back. When Jesus was buried, all the princes of Hades gathered together to keep him in the grave. Number 1, they occasioned his death, thinking that when they kill him, everything will end. When he now died, both on earth and in hell, there was a convergence. You heard that the soldier said, let's make sure not this body doesn't live here, so that the disciples will not lie that he has risen. They said the impact of that will be worse than his whole life. And then in the grave, all the principalities gathered to keep him in hell. Colossians 2:14 said, having spoiled principalities and powers. So there was a battle in the grave. This man will not rise. If he rises, it means he has defeated all of us. Having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them. So they were trying to negate his rising. But gloriously, there was a power that went to work. the spirit of holiness, the glory of the Father was released and negated all of the impediments, all of the hesitation and resistance that the devil put together. And Jesus rose gloriously. He didn't take excuse to rise. He defeated them to rise. So the revelation, the resurrection is a revelation of Jesus's absolute defeat over every power of darkness. This is why the moment he resurrected, Matthew 28 verse 18, he said, all power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. But it's not given to me for me. Before I became man, I was Lord of all. It was given to me for you. So he said, you go in that power. That's why it is from the resurrection that we were commissioned to go into all the worlds. And we go with power. And immediately he said, these signs shall follow them that believe. What is it? In my name they shall cast out devils. See, the reason you cast out demons is not because of you. It's because they have been defeated and the authority has been transferred to you. See, most of us, when we are dealing with demons, we are checking our credentials. This thing is not about your credential. This thing is about a battle that was concluded. You were brought into the victory parade and you were handed over the authority to exercise it. But if you don't know this, the devil will still come to you and say, let's fight and see who we win. There is no such thing as let's fight and see who we win. You have been defeated. My duty is to insist that I have won. Our warfare is to insist that we have won. That's what the resurrection is about. That Satan was defeated. It was written. It wasn't hidden. He fought Jesus not to rise, but they couldn't stop him. At the exact time he said he will rise, he rose again from the dead. And the moment he rose, he gave you the right to exercise dominion over those spirits. In Ephesians chapter 1 verse 19 to 23, see the way the Bible puts it. I'm showing you this is foundation of Christianity. This is why most of us fast, demons still make mess of us. Most of us pray, demons, because we don't know the foundation. These are the legalities. These are the basis for what we do. Some people think casting out devils is for some special deliverance ministers. Every believer, not even called ministers, should exercise absolute dominion over the devil because he has been defeated. He said, and what is the exceeding greatness of his power towards us? I said the power is not for him. He is Lord, he is creator. The power is for you.
When you hold my hands, everything becomes possible.